Just got loose up off of turn 2 back there, and he just turned all around on him and just jumped out.
Went in and hit the inside wall on the back straightaway, so he's out there now qualifying in a backup car. $27.99. Of course, Kyle's locked into the show, but with this backup car, if he was not, he would be locked in anyhow at that time.
Until the time that they were done, that did not bother Tony Stewart, a man who has won here at this racetrack before. He qualified third, just a little bit over 133 miles per hour. Now, right in front of him, rather, on the speed chart, the number 16 of Greg Biffle. He will start outside of row number 1, and in 4 races, his best finish is second, and that came the last time we raced out at this track. So Greg has a lot of reason to smile, and also his sponsorship name is on this race as well. Kyle Busch is a Subway Fresh 500 pole sitter, 133.74 miles per hour, and he is the most recent winner out at this racetrack. Let's take a look at the full grid where everybody will line up when the green flag waves tomorrow evening under a lot cooler conditions than we're practicing under right now. Kyle Busch and Greg Biffle side by side on row number 1, and then Matt Kenseth right behind the Biff. Denny Hamlin and Carl Edwards, row number 3. Then we got Kurt Busch and Clint Bowyer in row number 4. And the Busch brothers, of course, made that family sweep at this racetrack last season. It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. in row number 6. Ryan Newman behind him, and the guy who had 3 consecutive poles at this racetrack, Newman, is qualified a little slower than he's normally used to doing out here. Kevin Harvick behind him, Dale Jarrett and Mark Martin, couple of veterans in row number 9. On back we go. It's Bobby Labonte in the 43. And, you know, we'll hear an interesting prediction about Bobby Labonte a little later on today on trackside if you want to check that out. Scott Riggs up there as well. The 96 of Tony Raines in row number 18. And Kenny Wallace qualified 31st in that number 78. He'll have a good, solid starting position when the green flag waves tomorrow night. Then it's Jeff Burton, Kyle Petty in row number 19. Michael Waltrip, Brent Sherman were the last guys to make in. And let's take a look at the guys who did not qualify. They have a long drive home. It's Chaffin Garvey and Chad Blunt among the 6 drivers who failed to qualify for the Subway Fresh 500. We're going to take our first break here on NASCAR Live, presented by Kawasaki. But when we come back, we will continue.
Now, stay tuned for a Fox Sports special presentation.
So far in 2006, NASCAR has seen it all. Teamwork.
I don't even know what to say right now. I'll tell everybody this for the rest of my life.
You know, after all the trouble this team's been through and all the criticism, I'm going to dedicate this one to all the haters of the 48 team, because we're in victory lane for the Daytona 500.
Adversity.
20 wrecked me, guys. The 20 wrecked me, plain as day.
He got back what he started in the first place.
You know, if he's worried about people's lives and everything, and then he's going to wreck on purpose at 190, I just wasn't too happy with that.
Snow.
Welcome to Winter Wonderland.
Anger.
Got to be willing to fight for it.
Trouble, big wreck, Biffle.
A closer look here. This is
Fantastic finishes.
Kenseth with the edge. Here comes Johnny Martin about time. He's got it. 48.
And now, after an off week, the Nextel chase for the Cup gets back to work on Fox. Only this time, it's under the desert moon.
As day turns to dusk in the desert, the stars are out, and you'll see America's best drivers in action. From the Phoenix International Raceway, Fox Sports presents NASCAR at Night. A race with a perfect blend of your favorite shows: American Idol, Desperate Housewives, Law and Order, 24, and The Simpsons. High-speed drama and attitude. No mirage here. Our corporate oasis, the Hollywood Hotel, with the best seat in the house, temperature in the 80s, clear skies here in Phoenix. Along with Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers. Nice to see you. Hope you all had a nice spring break. And the drivers had a break, too. Back to racing under the lights, but there are some desperate drivers.
Well, I think so. If you to the right front, guys.
Spotted real good.
Let's rejoin Larry, Darrell.
Right front tire.
Yeah, Dave Blaney, just the car never turned. Darrell went off into turn 1 and straight up to the wall, and the Caterpillar Dodge has the right front down.
We're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. We're getting a report that he was feeling something he didn't like, so this caution, I think, will be a good break for him. And I think this is another big break for Tony Stewart. The 20 had moved up to 16th. If his boys can buy him some more spots on pit road, he's going to be close to the top 10 before you know it.
That was his strategy, Larry. Let the pit crew do it. I'll take, you know, I won't tear the car up out here. Y'all move me up in the pits.
Earnhardt used to tell me it's much easier to pass him on pit road than out on the racetrack.
Make up seconds down there. Only make up hundreds on the track.
Feeding time Here's
Oh,
Steve.
yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, Mark Martin is doing a great job. He started 18th. He was tight early. He said now the car is freed up. It's getting faster and faster. Small adjustment, half-pound out of the right rear. Matt.
Carl Edwards, one of 3 Roush drivers currently in the top 5. So the car was really balanced well, had a 4-wheel drift down in 3 and 4. They're going to make a air pressure adjustment to Gene.
Well, the right rear tire of Greg Biffle, the 16, was chattering. That is the tire they put a half-pound of air pressure in last stop. You better believe it is coming back out. Dick?
Well, Kyle Busch came in first. He's going to go out first. In the last pit stop, it was the driver who called the changes that he wanted. This time, crew chief Alan Gustafson called the changes. Busch said the car is absolutely perfect. Coming off the corners, just a little bit tight in the center. He's got a great race car.
Look at the left front on Carl Edwards' car. He was exiting his pit fast as someone was coming in kind of slow, and I didn't see who the other car was. Edwards clipped it, and he's got a lot of damage.
It might have been the 45. I saw Kyle Petty look like he was in trouble.
Matt?
Not taking a chance, Mike. They're bringing him back down pit road. You can see the cosmetic damage to that left front. On his first pit stop, he had a very close call with both the 96 and 66, Green and Rains. Didn't make any contact that time, but certainly contact now. Not taking a chance, trying to work their way back up in this championship point standings. Luckily, though, they can work on this left front fender, beat it out, but they're going to lose a lot of track position.
Had similar problems in Atlanta. So Carl Edwards, left front, that'll upset the aero on that car, and you lose all that track position.
Did you hear
the day he had just as good a car.
Did you hear the bad news on the 5 car?
Too fast entering the pits. You're riding with Dave Blaney.
Never turned.
Nope. It's a helpless feeling, I'm telling you.
Autism awareness camera on Blaney's car. We'll be right back. We're under caution in Phoenix. Valvoline Dodge in the back straightaway. Lap 88.
Keep coming, come on.
Third caution of the day.
What's the pace car coming here?
This team was just getting some momentum. 2 consecutive top 10 finishes after finishing 7th at Texas a couple of weeks ago, but a lot of damage to the front of this Evernham 10 car.
Looks like right front.
Crashed here last night in the Busch race.
Kenny Wallace will get the free pass. He was the first car 1 lap down.
You know what? I hate grass around a racetrack. I wish it just would. Every time, you know, you probably could have saved the thing if you didn't get off in that grass back there.
Well, let's see.
We've seen so many cars get loose off turn 2 right there. Car just breaks loose all by himself. Across the grass you talked about there, and just went up there and just kissed the inside wall.
Looked like Kyle Petty did in practice Friday. He lost his car very same way, coming off the corner.
He's on the bottom, he's on the bottom, he's on the bottom. Clear high. All clear, all clear.
Quite a lot of damage to the old 10 car.
Well, we've got 36 cars on the lead lap. Pit road is open. It's been about 30 laps since we were on pit road, so I would say it'll be a very busy place once again. A lot of cars still sliding around. Probably a big break for Kurt Busch in that too, even though they'll probably give up some positions, give them an opportunity to work on that right front fender that got damaged.
Give me 4 of them, Mr. Feelgoods, please. Holy cow.
Elliott Sadler involved, Michael Waltrip, Kyle Petty, Joe Nemechek.
I believe that.
And the track is blocked. There is nowhere to go.
Just got in the back of Michael. That was all Lee. That was all Kyle Petty right there.
Oh, Sadler's car is junk, and the red flag has come out here in Phoenix as the track is completely blocked. Nemechek is involved. Reed Sorensen is involved. Michael Waltrip's car is heavily crashed, and all drivers have been ordered to stop right where they are.
You just saw a quick shot of Kyle Busch in the 5 car. Same thing happened. We just had talked about Clint Boyer last night. Now remember, Kyle Busch was penalized for speeding on pit road after having a car that led this race, had to go to the rear of the field, just like Clint Boyer last night. And this is what has happened to him being in the back of the field.
You get back there and play with the squirrels. What was it Todd Parrott said one day? Never mind.
No, you don't go there.
I won't.
Stick your finger in a rattlesnake's mouth. You can't get mad because it bites you.
Joe Nemechek pulls into a stop. Let's see how this got started.
Whoa. Well, we heard on the radio somebody saying, I'm not sure who it was, that Kyle got into the back of Michael.
Well, you're riding with Kyle.
A lot like we saw last night with Clint Bowyer when the 32 car didn't go and Bowyer did and got into the back of it.
Let's listen to Michael and see if the car gets loose under throttle here.
Kind of held up by people in front of him. He's giving Jeremy he's trying to stay off of Jeremy.
Gosh, hard lick.
Now watch the 5 of Kyle Busch, the CarQuest Chevy.
Him and Casey Mears in the 42 car get together down the front stretch.
Yeah, that didn't even have
had nothing to do with that other wreck up there. Totally separate.
No. He just gets in a little high. Casey was underneath him, forced him high, got in there, not enough grip, and the car just came around.
Now, you're riding with Joe Nemechek.
And it's got a vibration in it, so high.
Got a bad vibration in it now.
Darrell, one thing that's so hard to see in the initial contact between Kyle Petty and Michael Waltrip is whether or not Michael lost forward bite. And Kyle Busch not happy with Casey Mears for the contact that ended up in Kyle spinning. And Kyle's out of his car. But Darrell, it's hard to tell from any camera angle whether Michael broke traction and that brought Kyle into him, or whether Michael was off the gas. What do you think?
Well, Michael was right up on Jeremy Mayfield, and Michael was trying to stay off of Jeremy, and in the process, he probably got run into from behind because he couldn't go.
You know, the biggest thing with this 55 car, remember, we've been talking about it, right there on the verge of just barely being in the top 35 in owner points. He could fall out of the top 35 in owner points, going to a place where you're at the mercy of your equipment next week to qualify at Talladega.
Yeah, and he didn't qualify worth a flip at Daytona, so not a good night for the old Napa car.
The track was blocked by that crash, so we are under the red flag in Phoenix.
It's for my niece's birthday. Hold on. Natalie, where's the Jeremy Mayfield pinata go?
Just have Dave leave it in your truck.
So what were we talking about?
Get things done instantly with Nextel. Now save $150.
That's it. Come on back. Come on back. Plenty of room. A little bit more. That's it. Come on back.
Get things done instantly with Nextel. Now save $150.
Barrett. But he keeps going.
Yes, he did. I'm sorry about that.
No caution.
Clint Bowyer and Tony Stewart both just ran their fastest laps of this race. Being right at night is the key to getting home first here.
They're getting down there to laps that would have gotten this show qualifying.
For Scott Wimmer. Saved it, and he'll get to pit road.
Scott was one lap down back in the 27th position, but as you said, he will make it to pit road.
There's just been so much beating and banging off of turn 2 over there. When you get under somebody, you slide into them.
Goes Tony Stewart, and that 20 car just drives by Greg Biffle for second spot. Right now, he's about a second and a half behind our leader, Clint Bowyer, in the Ocean.
Brent Sherman 49. Into it. Caution. And Denny Hamlin almost involved as well.
I don't think JJ hit anything. He just spun that bad boy out and kept on going.
6th caution. And there is damage on the left side of Yaley, but that's where Brent Sherman in the Serta Dodge got into him after he spun.
Pretty minimal damage for a car that spun all the way around in front of all those other cars.
Now, this caution does not put us where we can make it to the end. If we pit right now, it's only been 10 laps. I think you'll see most of the leaders stay out.
Watch his 18 car. He just loose, really loose back there in the corner. Gets the thing spun around. He gets a little contact from the 49.
Actually, Brent Sherman, the 49, didn't get a lot of damage.
Didn't get a lot of damage for what could have been.
And watch this hole open up right in the middle.
Yeah, and the 11 car just comes, hello.
Come on through. From our Exmo cam, our extra slow motion, 1,000 frames per second camera.
Look at that. That car just gets loose, starts around, and there's no saving it. See that staying in the gas. That's one of the tires smoked, the rear tires. He's got it all matted. Trying to get it to spin all the way around.
Biggest thing those two cars need is 4 more Goodyear tires.
So we're under yellow for the 6th time in Phoenix, Arizona. You're watching the Subway Fresh 500 on Fox. Eases through it. Jeff Green gets by, but there's a car up in the wall.
Kyle Petty in the 45 was up against the wall for a second.
And there's another one still parked there in the smoke.
Look at that, Brian Vickers in the 25 car that's up there.
Well, he had to stop way back, Larry, because he has brake problems. So Junior has some damage.
Some damage. I don't think it's going to hurt him.
And there's still one car parked in turn 4.
Ryan Newman. We just were talking about Ryan Newman in the 12 car.
7th caution flag, lap 223.
Let's see if slow-mo can help us here. Whoa. Junebug got into the back of the 45 car, and Ryan Newman just locked it up and went straight in the fence.
Yeah, he paid the price.
Oh.
And there's some damage on the front of Mark Martin, the 6 car, where he got to the back of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 Dick Berggren.
And Junior got on the radio and told his spotter, go tell the 45 car it was my fault.
Guys, look at Mark Martin in the 6. There was only enough room for a car to get through, and he went through it.
He wiggled his way right through it. That's old cool hand Luke right there, buddy.
He is charmed.
Yeah,
Ryan Newman, on the other hand, has a car that may be done for the night, and only 3 cars are officially out of this race. You see Ryan sitting in the ambulance. He climbed out under his own power.
Rattlesnake Hill, and he is snake bitten tonight.
Kyle Petty's car.
Pit road is also getting pretty busy there.
Steve.
They talked about making an air pressure on the 20 car. Tony Stewart vetoed that and said, just give me a little bit of wedge in the right rear. That's the only adjustment in Tony Stewart's car, Matt.
Good stop going so far for Kevin Harvick's team. Wedge adjustment's already complete. He's not going to beat the 20 off pit road. The 48-minute track bar adjustment. Up, Jeannie.
Yes, 7 of Clint Boyer needed the car freed up just a little bit. That's what they did. 4 tires with air pressure adjustments. Dick?
Casey Kane in the number 9 car parked well back in his pit. That gave Junior plenty of room to get around him. Crew now working on the back of the car. The back trunk is well up in the air. They've got to get that pounded down so the spoiler isn't too far up. A lot of cosmetic damage to the back end of car number 8, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Now that's from where Mark Martin got into the back of Junior after Junior sent Kyle Petty around to start this.
I don't think Junior's car's hurt that much. That's all down below the spoiler. The blade's still sticking up there where it needs to be. Pretty much just cosmetic, I believe.
It didn't do the butt cam any good.
No. Well, that's more damage there than it looked like it was.
Y'all do what you got to deal with.
Make sure that spoiler's up in the right place.
Our director, Artie Kempner, wants that fixed before they go back on track. The rookie, 7th place. He just took the spot from Jimmy Johnson.
6 to go.
And Burton back in 12th. So what a great night for Childress. Last night, won the Busch race and primed and sitting here looking like he got this thing won tonight.
Brian Vickers in the 25 car.
And look at the window net on Kurt Busch's car. It has come disconnected.
Oh, for Pete's
sake. I believe
sake.
he's holding it in place. NASCAR says, no, that won't work. And he'll have to bring that
back. It's up. He got it up.
Well, we're discussing whether or not. Yep, black flag on the 2.
Yeah, as long as his hand's up there, then I think they're going to hold that black flag true. Right now, he's in 15th, the first car a lap down.
At 3rd place, Matt Kenseth and Mark Martin have caught Tony Stewart.
I think Stewart is really slowing down, trying to save some fuel.
Big picture race.
Yeah, I think that's his deal right now. I think they're all banking on maybe Harvick running out of fuel.
Coming around to 4 to go.
Now, a Roush car has hit pit road for fuel. Jamie McMurray in the 26 car, he was in the 13th position on the lead lap. He hits pit road for fuel with 4 laps to go.
40 car in the pits, that's out of fuel.
3rd place battle's the best one, as Stewart tries to hold off Kenseth and Martin. They almost went for 3 wide. Mark thought better of it. Steve.
And there are concerns in that 6 car, Mike. He might be running out of gas. He's concerned about it.
Well, he just had a teammate, Steve, that hit pit road, and of course that's his other teammate, Matt Kenseth, in the 17 in front of him. 3 to go.
Kurt Busch obeys the penalty flag. He has come to pit road to replace the window net. Safety issue there. Mark Martin goes past Stewart.
Stewart fights back on the outside, which you get a great run off of the turn 2 on the outside, but Mark's really, really good right here, right through the middle.
This is
Tony cut him off. Didn't leave him any room. 16's on the apron.
He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel.
Gives up 2nd place to come to pit road.
Nice and easy, nice and easy.
He couldn't get by the 40 car, David Stremme. And remember, when you're not running, you have no tack to tell what your RPM is as far as pit road speed. White flag next time for Kevin Harvick.
Big lead.
What a shame for Biffle. Mark Martin is out of gas.
Kyle Petty's out of gas here on the front stretch, the 45 car.
White flag.
White
big
flag
lead,
for
big
the
lead.
29. Big lead.
Yeah, he's got a 3.5 second lead. He just seemed to roll this thing around here.
Tony Stewart and Matt Kenseth side by side.
They've been that way, but so far Tony's been able to hold Matt off.
He's got to do it one more time.
I think Matt might get the better of him as they go down into 3.
Mark Martin, he's still out of fuel here on the front stretch. They can't get the car running.
Take the white flag, but won't make it back.
Use all you want now. Come on, bring her down. Bring her down.
Kevin Harvick, for the first time since Bristol, is a winner.
Back to back.
He wins the Subway Fresh 500.
And he won last night. What a weekend for that guy.
Martin Truex Jr. ran out of fuel on the last lap.
Kenny Wallace out of fuel.
You gonna help me pay for all these brooms I'm getting ready to take?
Just remember,
Come on, baby.
1 year ago, the guy had a top 5 finish coming, ran out of fuel on the last lap. Tonight, he made it.
Carl Edwards giving Mark Martin a push.
Cars are coasting around the track all over the place.
Well, that's to go to the garage because assistance is not permitted on the final lap of the race.
Nope.
And Richard Childress, the 6-time champion-winning car owner who owns these 3 Chevys, is in Africa hunting. Well, his team has bagged a big one here in Phoenix.
All 3 cars in the top 9.
Do it there, Mr. Harvey. She ate up some asphalt tonight, didn't she, baby?
Yes, sir. He is the king of burnouts.
That's the sweet sound of success in the Arizona desert. Kevin Harvick.
Smoke 'em.